So how does it feel, this momentum you guys have had since Telluride, really?
It feels great. I mean, for example, it's a Tuesday night. You guys could be at home playing Yahtzee, and yet you're here watching this film. It's been amazing, and it's been just a beautiful process to go through because I was there for those 25 days in Miami about a year ago. Today, honestly, we wrapped picture.
To speak of the woman, well, Janelle Monáe is incredible in this, but Naomi really, it's just so incredible. And I think I remember even 20 years ago, people like Angela Bassett being at the forefront and saying, "I'm not taking the drug addict roles until there's a black district attorney, a black female superhero, like whatever it may be." And I know it's different and getting there now, but even Naomi was trepidatious as well. So how did you two sort of come to this character, and were you aware of sort of a larger responsibility?
I was, man. I mean, a large responsibility, no. No. I was aware of the sensitivity to the character, but I was also aware that the character wasn't a character. It was my mom. It was Tarell's mom. And to have removed that element of my biography from this very personal story, to me, would have been to cave to some sense of shame or respectability politics. It would have been to lie about what is possible for people who go through that experience. Terrell's the head of the Yale School of Drama playwriting program, and his mom was addicted to crack cocaine. I'm talking to all you lovely, well-employed people in Hollywood, and my mom was addicted to crack cocaine. So I'm not going to take that out of my story in service of some level of respectability or this or that. And I had the same conversation with Naomi, and because I respected her opinion, that she only wanted to portray positive images of black women. She says always of women, and then also in particularly of black women. And what I said was, well, I want to create productive images, and I feel like this is a very productive image for me as a person. And I do think if we do this the right way, it can be a productive image for whatever conversation anybody wants to have about what it is that causes people to go through addiction, and also the way we limit the ceiling on people who have gone through addiction. People are like, so how do you feel about your mom? I'm like, I love my mom. Are you bitter about what you guys went through? Hell no. I wouldn't be here without her, and we went through those things. Um, and once Naomi sort of had this conversation with me and understood that the character was based, there wasn't a scene with Naomi in the film that didn't happen to either myself or Tarell. Not that that's a justification for these things, but we were approaching it from a very personal place. And Naomi was like, okay, I'm going to play your mom. I'm not going to play a drug addict. And Naomi doesn't smoke. She doesn't drink. She's a total teetotaler. So this character is as far from her as could possibly be. But she thought, I'm going to play the human being, and I'm going to do the work to do justice. And she showed up. She only had 3 days to film her role because she's English, and so we have visa problems, despite the fact that our countries speak the same language. Can you imagine if we tried to make this movie now? Good Lord, we would never get her over here. Um, but she came, and her first day of work was the same day that Spectre opened in the U.S. So she's on 4,000 screens. And she's in this project that I grew up in, and she just showed up. She was so ready. I mean, working with her was amazing.
What was like the difference in her trailers?
Uh,
Spectre.
she didn't have a trailer on this one. That was the difference. Yeah. This movie was meant to be immersive for the audience. There are several times where we place you guys right into the character's head. We place you between, I like to say, between the characters. Sometimes where there's this dissonance in the consciousness of Chiron, and so the sound swirls in the room. We open with waves, we end with waves. Things of significance for the character, I wanted to be significant for you guys. And after going through this journey, with this kid, I just wanted you guys, and I put myself in the audience with you all, to have to look him in the eye, and see that this is a life worth spending time with, and a life that you must remember as you leave the room. And so I just wanted him to look back for one last moment, just to create this sort of, when Tarell first wrote the piece, he described it as being circular in nature. So I wanted to cycle back to the beginning and have you guys look this kid in the face as we go away. I will say, originally it was scripted that Chiron is in the water, or Little is in the water, and he looks back and he swims out. But on a 25-day schedule, when you're doing everything on location, you learn, a child of Miami, how did I not know this, that there are sharks in shallow water at dusk. And so we were not allowed to take him out into the water. But you roll with the environment. The actual swimming scene in the film was filmed in 90 minutes instead of 6 hours because a storm was coming in. You roll with the environment. And the last shot is actually filmed in the same day as the swimming scene. And you know what I see when I see that? I see that Alex has learned how to swim. Alex Hibbert did not know how to swim when we made the film. Mahershala Ali actually taught him how to swim as you guys were watching that scene. And then 30 minutes later, we film him looking back at you guys. And I can even feel that he has gained some sort of sense of completeness, of self-sustainability in that look. And I want you guys to leave this damn room with that kid's face, his eyes, in your consciousness. So that's why we end it that way.
Ladies and gentlemen, Barry Jenkins.
Thank you, guys.